Hello, Commanders. Today we're going to talk about the basics of armor. After all, that's what often determines the outcome of battle. It can be your trusted friend or your sworn enemy, depending on who it's protecting. Armor is different for each vehicle, but the rules are the same and apply universally. Any part of a vehicle's hull is characterized by its nominal armor. That's the thickness of the armor plates at the right angle. But in the game, shells fly at various angles, so the hit angle is a crucial parameter. Because of this, in effect, the actual armor thickness that the ammo needs to pass through changes. This value is called the effective armor, the thickness of the plate taking into account the shell's hit angle. The more sliding the angle is, the harder it is to penetrate the opponent. When the penetration exceeds the effective armor value, the target receives full damage. Otherwise, it merely grazes the hull and no damage is caused. No half measures or partial penetrations. When the shell hits a vehicle at a ricochet angle, it simply bounces off and doesn't cause damage, although it could hit another vehicle or obstruction. However, if the shell's caliber is 3 times the nominal armor at the hit point, it won't ricochet and will be able to penetrate the opponent. Besides its main armor, a vehicle can have additional armor plates fitted to the outside. These are called screens. When these are penetrated, no damage is caused, since the shell still needs to pierce the main armor. This means the shell will have to pass through the cumulative effective armor of the several layers of protection it encounters on its way. The tracks and gun also count as additional protection and work like screens. To sum up, every vehicle's armor is different, and penetration depends a lot on the shell's hit angle. Don't forget to keep close watch on the angle of your vehicle in relation to the opponent. This is what your effective armor depends on. Well, we've dealt with the basics. Let's keep going and dive into the details. When calculating the effective armor, we also need to consider the normalization mechanic. This reduces the shell's hit angle by several degrees depending on the ammo type, which increases the chance of penetration. And if the shell's caliber is twice the thickness of the armor plate, it will get extra normalization. The angle will be straightened more, and penetrating the armor will be even easier. For external modules, tracks and guns, effective armor isn't calculated and is always equal to nominal armor. Also, if you hit an external module, you can destroy it without actually causing damage to the opponent. A typical example is hitting a track and immobilizing the target. The game features another important parameter, penetration range. Its actual value for each shot can diverge positively or negatively by up to 25% from the value stated in the characteristics, so the result of hitting one and the same point can differ. The game has several shell types, each with its own peculiarities and advantages and disadvantages. The ricochet and normalization angles vary for different types of ammo, too. AP and APCR shells penetrate less the longer the range. HE shells have a damage radius, which determines the area around the hit point where the shell strikes the opponent's armor and modules. Screen thickness is tripled for shells from tanks and tank destroyers when calculating penetration. This type of ammo almost always causes damage if it reaches the main armor. But if it doesn't penetrate, the amount will be minimal. Incidentally, HE shells from SPGs can also stun the crews of the target and vehicles close to it. Heat shells have their own quirk. After they hit the first layer of armor, a screen or track, they start becoming significantly less penetrative. And the further the screen is from the main armor, the less the chance that the shell will have enough energy to penetrate the enemy's main protection. Also, the 3 caliber rule doesn't apply to heat shells. Interaction with World of Tanks is a combination of multiple factors and mechanics. If you know how armor works, it's easier to see why it withstands hits in some situations and doesn't in others. Well, that's the main points covered. Good luck on the battlefield.